Good morning, students. Today we start class 12th, second chapter, solution. You know, in earlier class, 9th class, 10th class, 11th class, what is solution? But today we are discuss the objective of this chapter. What is solutions, types of solutions, Raoult's law, Henry law, colligative properties, deviation from Raoult's law, and ideal and non-ideal solution, abnormal molar mass, want of factors, and different numerical problems. In this chapter, we study about these points, but today we start what is solution. Solution, you know, solution are homogeneous mixtures of two or more than two substances. Means how can we make solution? Solution, one word is a homogeneous mixture. What is homogeneous? Means throughout uniform composition, equal composition. So we can make a solution of sodium chloride. We take some water in this beaker and put some salt, sodium chloride, and then we will dissolve. Then what you are observing? So this is known as salt solution. In these solutions, I mix only two components. One is water, other one is salt. So this one is a binary solution because there are only two components, and this is throughout uniform composition. At the bottom and top, if we take a single drop, that have equal concentration. This is known as homogeneous mixture. We can explain solution by another chemical, taking a copper sulfate in water. So you know this water and copper sulfate, already you know that is a blue color salts. So this is copper sulfate, and I put in this beaker and then dissolve by glass rod. What are you observing, students? These blue crystals are soluble in water, means uniform composition, equal distribution at the bottom to top and this. So this one is a solution. Here you can say this is copper sulfate solution. This is known as salt solution. So what we are observing, their properties, this one is uniform throughout equal composition. The solution, in one word, solutions are homogeneous mixtures for two or more than two substances. If I mix these two containers, means what happens? That also a solution. This one also a solution. But in this solution now, I mix three salts: salt, copper sulfate, and water. So this also a solution. This one also solution. But this binary solution, this one ternary solution, ternary. When three component, ternary, two component, binary. Students, in this solution we mix very small amount of the copper sulfate and water is large amount. For example, this is water. And if I put copper sulfate, then this also a solution throughout equal composition. So water is larger amount and copper sulfate is lesser amount. So in solution, in binary solutions, two components, that component have minor known as solute, and other one major component, that is solvent. When we combine, then we get solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means throughout uniform composition. So this solution definition you already studied in 9th class and earlier classes also. So you know brass also is solution. Brass, what are the composition of the brass? Brass is made by copper and zinc. These two metal, and they have a definite throughout equal composition, but this found in solid state. Bronze, you know, that is bronze medal, and it made by copper and tin metal. And we can write approximate their composition also. In brass, copper found 60 to 80% and zinc found 20 to 40%. And in this bronze, copper found 90% and tin approximate 10%. So zinc and tin are minor components, so they are solute and they are copper in this, brass and bronze solvent. But this is also a homogeneous mixture. Means both are solid and they are also a solution. Another one, that is German silver. German silver also a alloy. You already studied about this brass, bronze, silver, steel in 10th class. They are alloy and they are also solution. And in this is copper, nickel and zinc. These three elements, their name of this component is German silver. But there is no silver in this component present, only copper, nickel and zinc. Copper approximate 50 to 61% in this, 50 to 61%. And nickel present 21 to 30%. And zinc 17 to 19%. So this composition, German silver, sometimes ask in an exam, what is German composition of the German silver? That is copper, nickel and zinc. So they are solid solution and known as alloy, homogeneous mixture. And how can we prepare? First we melt the copper and tin or zinc when you mix, and when both are liquid you mix, that when settle down they change into solid state. You this studies in 10th class. In this chapter, students, at first we classify the solutions. So solution according to physical state, solute and solvent, we can divide normally three types. As physical state, solution can classify almost three types: gaseous solution, solid solution and liquid solution. Gaseous solution, liquid solutions and solid solutions. So gaseous means when solute and solvent, when solvent is gaseous form, means major component is gas and gas, three times. A solute also a gas, that solution known as gaseous solution. For example, air. In this air have what happened? Oxygen and mainly nitrogen gas throughout equal composition, that is air composition, is also a homogeneous mixture. Mainly the oxygen, nitrogen there is approximate 78% and oxygen is 20.9%, remaining other are gases. So that is gas-gas solution. Another liquid in gas. Liquid, the solvent may be a solute, may be liquid, and solvent if gas. For example, if we open a chloroform bottle, chloroform they use in hospital. Earlier we use in for any patient for operation we use the chloroform. That is liquid. When we open, that liquid spread into gaseous form. So that also a gaseous solution. And solid in gas, camphor. You know camphor balls, if you placed and that are sublime, so that's solid in gas. So in your NCERT book, there is a tabular form given, different type solutions given, gaseous solutions, liquid solution and solid solution. If the solvent is liquid, so that are liquid solution. For example, when gas dissolve in liquid, so what are the example? Oxygen gas, you know how can the fish and the aquatic life can survive in water? Because this in atmosphere have oxygen gas and this gas dissolve in water, so they easily can survive. Means you can say oxygen in water. Oxygen in water is liquid solution. Yeah, gas dissolve in liquid. Another solution is liquid. You know both ethanol and water when you mix, ethanol and water, that also a liquid solution. When you mix ethanol, that is liquid. and another solid in liquid. Solid in liquid, how can we mix? This, copper sulfate in solid form, and when we mix in water, that are solid in liquid. So this is solid solution. Copper sulfate, salt, sugar, such type solutions are solid in liquid. That also liquid solution. Another, what are solid solution? Solid, again we can divide three types. The gas dissolved in liquid, gas in solid. For example, hydrogen gas in a palladium, platinum or nickel, because that gas adsorb on that surface equal distribute. So hydrogen in palladium, that example known as solid solution. And liquid in solid. Mercury, a metal that found liquid state, if the mercury present any component, that known as amalgam. That is amalgam. So mercury in any metal, that are liquid in solid. And another solid solution, brass, bronze, German silver, steel. This example is solid because both are solid, solute as well as solvent. But how can we prepare? They should be equal distribute. So this is a normal brief description of the solutions. So when solution comes, then you should remember only one word, that is homogeneous mixture, means uniform composition. There is no separation. There is no separate layer. This is only uniform, equal distribution from bottom to top. So that is homogeneous mixture is solution. Then our next topic is how can we express the solution? Expressing of concentration of the solution. Students, our next topic is how can we express concentration of solutions. So expressing of concentration of solution, our first is mass by mass percentage. Yeah, you can say weight by weight percentage. You can write m by m percent or w by w percent. But there is difference between mass and weight. In 9th class, mass is an absolute property. It is not changed place to place. It's remaining constant. But weight is changed due to gravity. There is a gravitational. Because W is equal to mg. In 9th class already studied in physics. So that is mass, and we are taking that are weight. So how can we write mass of the solute, weight of the solute? You can write in this way, mass of solute divided by mass of solution. Mass of solution and into 100. In this way, we can find out mass by mass percent. For example, if you want to calculate in this way, we take this 20 gram of water, 20 gram of water, and if I put 5 gram, 2 gram glucose, this one glucose solution, glucose, and if I put in this, then this solution is glucose solution. And I want to calculate what are the mass by mass percent. Then we can find out mass of solute means glucose 2 gram, and mass of solution is, because we take 20 gram plus 2 gram, 22 gram, because solute is 2 gram and solvent is 20 gram. The mass of solution is 22 gram into 100. So in this way, we can find out by mass percentage. So students, generally written in any solution comes, and that solution contains like this, a glucose solution that is 10% mass by mass solution. Find out what are the weight. So what indicates a solution given sometimes in exams question comes, a solution have 10% mass by mass, or you can say 10% weight by weight glucose solution. So what are the mass and how can you identify their mole fraction? Next point. So 10% how can occurs? If you take, when written in such a way, then we take the percent in 100. So 10% means 10 gram of glucose. 10 gram of glucose dissolved in 100 gram of water means solution. Total mass of the solution is 100 and into 100. So in this way we get 10%. Grams gram cancel ho jaya. 10% we get 10% weight by weight. So this indicates if you take 10 gram and 90 gram water. If you take 10 gram glucose in 90 gram water, that solution is 10% weight by weight solution. If a solution indicates 6% weight by weight, what do you mean by this 6%? It means 6 gram that solute and 94 gram solvent, that is water. Total mass of the solution is 100. So in many numericals, this concept we can take after some time by solving the numericals. Another formula is volume by volume percentage. Volume by volume. So what is volume? Which volume? Means volume of solute. Volume of, we can take volume also of solute and divided by volume of solution, and both we take solution. Earlier also we take solution. Earlier have mass of solute by mass of solution into 100, and in this we take volume of solute by volume of solution into 100. So this known as volume by volume percent. And you can take in this volume, generally we take in milliliter. Normally we take in milliliter, and volume of solution, solute also we take in milliliter. So a solution indicates 5% volume by volume. What indicates this? It means 5 ml of solute dissolved in 95 ml of solvent. Total mass of the volume of the solution is 100 ml. 100 ml into 100. So we get 100 by 100, we get 5% volume by volume solution. So volume, this indicates volume of solute by volume of solution. Mass of solute by mass of solution. Another formula is when we combine both mass and volume, that known as mass by volume percent. Mass by volume percent. This mass by volume percent used in almost in for medicine, packing medicine, means mass of solute divided by volume of solution. In all the formula we take lower side solution, upper side solute, mass of solute, volume of solute, again mass of solute, and lower side that is written, that is solution. And when you know, find out percent, we use 100. So in this way easily can identify. In generally medicines written in this way, a solution have 5 weight by volume, W by V percent solution. This indicates 5 gram of solute dissolved in 100 ml of the solution into 100. So in this way we can identify what amount of the solute present on that solution. So sometimes next, another phenomena, how can we identify? If a solute is very, very dilute, very lesser amount, like atmospheric pollutant and industrial pollutant, the components are very, very less. So they can find out by parts per million. Million means 10 lakh, 10 to the power 6. What do you by million? 10 to the power 6 number of atom. If any substance is present in solution, very minute component, for example, in solution present fluoride. Fluoride is essential for our teeth and for bones. Means that is 1 ppm. What is means 1 ppm? Means 1 parts of fluoride by total component of the solution is 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power 6. The parts per million also we can divide into 3 types. This also 3 types: mass by mass, volume by volume, and mass by volume. We can measure parts per million also 3 types: mass by mass, yeah, you can say weight, we can use W by W, or mass by mass, you can take mass or weight, both are correct, volume by volume and mass by volume. In this way, but we write 10 to the power 6, multiply 10 to the power 6. So how can we find out parts per million? For example, dissolve oxygen in seawater. You know the aquatic life survive by dissolve the oxygen, and dissolving of oxygen is very, very less. For example, seawater, 1 liter mass is almost this gram, 1030 gram. Why? Because that is more denser. In that seawater have salt present. So in that seawater oxygen gets dissolved, and that oxygen is very, very less amounts dissolved, like very, very less. 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 gram per liter, very, very less oxygen. So that component we can write by parts per million. So parts per million is another expressing concentration of solution when the component is very, very lesser amount, and then we write ppm. So number of the component, you can say solute. Which component? Solute, divided by total number of component, divided by total number of component of solution. Yeah, you can say all numbers of particles, total number of component of solution into 10 to the power 6. This is difference only. In mass by mass, mass by volume, and mass volume by volume, what are the difference in ppm, parts per million? Only one difference, they multiply by into 10 to the power 6. In some books earlier we also study parts per thousands also, PPT, in this way, PPT means parts per thousand. That time it is multiplied by 10 to the power 3, means by 1000. If the molecule are very lesser, then you multiply by 10 to the power 6, means 10 lakh. And these are common factors we can express. Next, expressing concentration of solution is mole fraction. Next point is mole fraction. Mole fraction. Mole fraction. Mole fraction represent like this, like X. If any component have only 2 component, if any solution, so this one is a glucose solution, and in this glucose solution I have only 2 component, one is water, other one glucose. So this one is a binary solution. In this binary solution, how can we find out what is the mole fraction of glucose and mole fraction of water? So mole fraction of the component is equal to, write in this way, X mole fraction of glucose is equal to number of mole of glucose divided by total mole of solution. So in this way we can find out mole fraction of glucose. If 2 component A and B, other one is B, A and B. Then how can we identify their mole fraction? So component A mole is small n A. You know mole represented by small n. Mole is a chemical counting unit. It is a Avogadro number. And another mole is NB. And how can we identify mole fraction? So mole fraction of the component first A is equal to mole of the first component by total mole. Na plus Nb. Another one, another mole fraction. Mole fraction of the B is equal to mole of the another component divided by total mole. So in this way we can identify. But another main concept in mole fraction, overall mole fraction of all the component is 1. Yeah, you can say mole fraction of the first component and mole fraction of the second component both is equal to 1. This is very important. If any solution have more than one compound, then all the component mole fraction also 1. If more than 2 components present, 3, 4, 5, then many components may be present. That mole fraction, how can we identify? That component, if a component I, that I number of components present, many numbers, the mole fraction of that substance by total mole, N1 plus N2 plus N3 in such a way Ni. So we can write mole fraction of that component is equal to mole of individual substance by total summation, total sum of all the components, total sum of all the mole of the component known as mole fraction of any substance, total mole of all the substance. So students easily can, this is very good term. In numerical we use many times what is mole fraction. It is a ratio of individual mole by total mole. And what is mole? Mole is a chemical counting unit. You know, one mole have a fixed number, that is Avogadro number, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. That may be number of atom, molecule, ion, electron, proton, that everything. That is mole, molecules, atoms, ions, entity. We already study. For example, we can solve a numerical. Numericals we can solve for a given solution. Ethylene glycol. You know a chemical, ethylene glycol. This chemical we mix in petrol. This chemical mix in petrol. Why? Because this chemical we can mix water also, and in our NCERT book there is a numerical given, find out mole fraction of ethylene glycol present, that mole fraction have, how can we identify? A solution containing ethylene glycol have 20% mass by mass solution. Ethylene glycol solution, ethylene glycol solution, ethylene glycol solution given 20% mass by mass, mass by mass percent. This written only this way. Find out mole fraction of ethylene glycol, and that is written only 20% by mass. Then how can we identify? So at first we study what indicates this 20%. This 20% indicates 20 gram ethylene glycol. 20 gram ethylene glycol and 80 gram water. 80 gram water, because whole solution is 100. 20 gram, 20% indicates 20 gram ethylene glycol and 80 gram water. This is mass, we know. And we want to find out mole fraction. So mole fraction, how can we identify? First we identify its formula. So this compound is a alcohol like this. This one is a ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol. And its formula you can write C2H6O2. This is molecular formula, but this is structural formula. So first we identify its mass, molar mass. Why we identify molar mass? Because we want to mole of ethylene glycol. Then given mass divided by molar mass. So in given mass, that is given 20 gram. Given mass is 20 gram, but molar mass how can we identify? By formula, by combining carbon 12 into 2 plus hydrogen 1 yani 6 into 1 into 6 plus oxygen 16 into 2. So overall when we combined 24 plus 6 plus 32. In similar way, (62) gram mole inverse. 62 gram mole inverse is its molar mass. 62 gram mole inverse. So we take 62 gram mole inverse. Then you can easily identify mole of ethylene glycol. By dividing this, you can identify. And another, water, how can we identify? Water given mass, water mole is, mole of water, H2 is equal to given mass is 80 gram, and water molar mass is, what is the mass of the water is 2 plus 16, 18 gram, all you know, 18 gram mole inverse. And when we solve this, and after then we put on the mole friction of ethylene glycol. Mole fraction of ethylene glycol is equal to mole of ethylene glycol, and mole of ethylene glycol divided by total mole. Ethylene glycol by total mole. Ethylene plus glycol plus mole of water. So in this way you can easily solve, and this numerical is solved in your in-text in NCERT book. You can see carefully, and many other numerical also given in NCERT book in text question. So students solve all the question related to mole fraction. At first you know mole, given mass, molar mass, you correct formula. Students, next expressing concentration of solution is, main term is molarity and normality. We will explain these also. Molarity denoted by capital M, and it is number of mole of solute dissolved in volume of solution in liter. It means how many mole of solute dissolved in 1 liter solution. That's known as molarity. For example, if a solution written in this way, for glucose solution, the molarity written 0.02 mole in this way. So this is what indicates this. The glucose solution have 0.02 mole dissolved in 1 liter. That is molarity. If a solution have 1 m, capital M, this indicates 1 mole in 1 liter. For example, potassium chloride solution. Potassium chloride, at first we find out 1 mole. 1 mole means molar mass. So we can add potassium mass is 39, chlorine 35.5. So when we add, then 74.5 gram. This indicates 74.5 gram if you dissolve in a small amount of water. Then you make solution 1 liter, that is 1 mole. Yeah, 1 mole potassium chloride. Another solution we can prepare in this way. So students, tomorrow we will prepare, and this is very important in our practicals 11th and 12th. You have to prepare ferrous ammonium sulfate, oxalic acid solution, sodium carbonate solution by preparing 0.1 mole, m by 10, 2 by m by 20. If you write m by 10, what indicates? M by 10 means 0.1 mole. So 0.1 mole means 0.1 mole of solute dissolved in 1 liter. We will prepare tomorrow this solution. Another next point is molality. What do you mean by molality? This is very good term expression of concentration. It is denoted by small m. Molarity denoted by capital M. This is main difference, small m and capital M. So mole of solute, another one difference, mole of solute dissolved in mass of solvent in kilogram only. So this is very good method for expression of concentration, molality, small m, and its unit is known as mole per kilogram, or you can say mole kilogram inverse. And molarity unit is mole per liter. Yeah, you can say mole liter inverse. That is unit of molarity, and molality mole kilogram inverse. This indicates if you prepare molality solution, we have to take 1 kilogram solvent. But in molarity, we not take 1 kilogram, we take the volume, that is in liter. We have to take liter. And we know 1 liter is equal to 1 deci cubic meter. 1 liter, because volume unit is cubic meter. So 1 liter is equal to 1 deci cubic meter. Yeah, you can say when we remove deci, 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 cubic meter. And 1 liter is equal to this, that volume also, either decimeter. Earlier we used another term for expressing concentration, that is normality. That is normality, and it is denoted by capital N. Now this we don't use normality, but in earlier books that is also written capital N. That is known as gram equivalent of solute. Gram equivalent of solute divided by volume of solution in liter. Again, yani number of gram equivalent of solute dissolved in volume of solution in liter. And how can you find out gram equivalent? This you already studied in 11th class chapter. For gram equivalent, we have to different techniques to identify for gram equivalent. For example, if any acid that is gram equivalent, how can we identify? That is identified by molar mass of the acid by number of hydrogen ion, number of hydrogen atom ion. For acid, this is known as basicity of acid. How can we gram equivalent of any acid? Molar mass divided by basicity of acid. For example, HCl. So HCl molar mass is 36.5. H1 chlorine 35.5, total at 36.5. But number of hydrogen and number of basicity is 1. So its molar mass and equivalent mass both are equal. So any acid we can easily identify equivalent mass of. In similar way, we want equivalent mass of sulfuric acid. Then molar mass of sulfuric acid, when you add this hydrogen 1, sulfur 32, oxygen 16, then overall 98 this combined. So 98 gram mole inverse divided by 2. So we get 49. 49 gram known as equivalent mass. So for gram equivalent, you can identify it is equivalent to mole. Mole, how can we identify? Given mass by molar mass. But gram equivalent, we can identify the given mass by equivalent mass. And equivalent mass we have to identify different formula. For acid, molar mass by number of hydrogen. For base, number of hydroxyl ion. For any metal, the charge on the metal. For example, equivalent mass of copper. Equivalent mass of copper, how can you identify? Molar mass of copper divided by a charge on the metal or that ion. If any salt, how can you identify? Molar mass by charge on cation or anion. So this way we can identify easily equivalent mass. So students, tomorrow we will make different type solutions. Molarity, 0.1 m by 10, m by 20, ferrous ammonium sulfate, sodium carbonate, oxalic acid solutions. That includes in your practicals. In NCERT books, there are many in-text questions given. You try to solve and see the reference book. Study this chapter 2 or 3 times thoroughly, NCERT, and if any query, then you can ask by a given point. Tomorrow we will further explain how can we make the solutions, different molar solution, m by 10, m by 20, such type. Okay, thank you.